Hello everyone, and welcome. Today I want to share a story about a woman named Mira. A story about fear, courage, and finding light in the darkest places. This isn't just a story of survival. It's a journey of transformation. So, let me tell you about Mira.
My name is Mira, and for years I was trapped behind a wall I built myself. A wall made of fear, doubt, and silence. I grew up in a city that never slept, where the lights were always bright and the noise never stopped. Streets filled with people chasing dreams, rushing to places, trying to be seen. But inside me, it was different. Inside me, there was a quiet storm swirling, a restless longing to create, to express, to be heard. I saw the world in colors and shapes that others passed by without noticing. The curve of a shadow on a cracked sidewalk. The way sunlight filtered through rain-streaked windows. These small moments spoke to me, and I longed to capture them in paint. But I was scared, so scared. The fear wasn't just about failure. It was about being seen. What if I wasn't good enough? What if I showed my soul and the world turned away? What if my art was a secret too fragile to survive the harshness outside my room? So, I hid. I locked away my brushes and canvases. I painted only when no one was around, the faint light casting long shadows as I tried to bring my visions to life. Each brushstroke was a secret conversation between me and the world, a hope that maybe one day I would find the courage to share it. But that courage felt miles away. Instead, I chose safety. I got a job, a steady, unremarkable job in an office. Days filled with emails and numbers, tasks that left my mind numb and my heart aching. I was invisible there, a ghost wandering the sterile halls. My dreams became distant echoes, fading with each passing day. I told myself I was okay, that the safe path was the right path. But every night, when the city's noise quieted down, I felt the weight of what I was missing, the lost color, the silenced voice, the shrinking hope. Then, one cold evening, my world shifted. I was walking home, the city's glow dimmed by rain clouds, when a soft cry caught my attention. My first instinct was to keep walking, to avoid trouble, to stay safe. But something pulled me towards the sound, a trembling, fragile plea for help. In a shadowed alley, I found her. A young girl, alone, hurt, scared. Her eyes wide with fear, her small body shaking. I could feel my own fear rising, freezing me for a moment. But then, something inside me broke free. I knelt beside her, my hands trembling but steady. I whispered reassurances I barely believed myself. I called for help, stayed by her side, held her hand like it was the only anchor in a raging sea. That night, lying awake in the silence of my small apartment, I realized something important. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would no longer hide. I would step into the light, no matter how blinding it might be. I dusted off my brushes and started painting again. This time, not in secret, but with intention. I shared my work with a close friend first, heart pounding with every word, every critique, every nod of encouragement. Then, I took a bigger step, a small gallery, a hesitant exhibit. The fear was still there, thick and choking. The voice of doubt was louder than ever, whispering cruel reminders. You're not good enough. They'll laugh. You'll fail. But I painted anyway. Every brushstroke became an act of rebellion, against the fear, against the silence, against the part of me that wanted to shrink back. Slowly, the world began to notice. People came to my shows, standing quietly before my paintings, seeing stories they hadn't expected. Stories of loneliness, hope, struggle, and light. They told me my art touched them, made them feel less alone. And in hearing that, I felt a connection I'd never known. I wasn't just painting pictures, I was telling my story. I was letting my soul breathe. The journey was not easy. Rejection stung like cold rain. Doubt crept in, threatening to undo every step forward. But I learned that vulnerability is a strength, the door through which courage enters. And through it all, I discovered a truth. The most powerful art is not just what hangs on walls, but the courage to be seen as you truly are. So, if you're watching this, feeling trapped by fear or doubt, know this: you are not alone. Fear is natural, but it does not have to be your cage. You can choose courage, one small step at a time. You can light your own path, even if it starts with a flicker, because sometimes the brightest light begins with the quietest flame.
Mira's story is a powerful reminder that fear is not the enemy. It's a natural part of being human. What truly matters is what we do in the face of that fear. Courage is choosing to move forward despite fear. Mira didn't wait until she felt fearless. She acted even when her hands trembled and her heart raced. Courage isn't about the absence of fear, it's about taking steps anyway, no matter how small. Your voice matters, even if it feels small. For a long time, Mira hid her art because she doubted herself. But sharing her truth, even in quiet ways, created connection and meaning. Vulnerability is strength, not weakness. Opening up, showing your true self and risking judgment can be scary, but it is in vulnerability that we find our real power, build trust, and inspire others. The path to growth is filled with struggle. Rejection, doubt, and setbacks are part of the journey, not signs to give up. Every challenge Mira faced was a step toward becoming stronger and more real. Small steps lead to big changes. You don't have to make giant leaps. Even the smallest act of bravery repeated over time can light a path out of darkness. Mira's journey teaches us that inside each of us is a flicker of courage waiting to grow. When we choose to nurture that flicker, to stand up and be seen despite the fear, we begin to live fully and authentically. So if you're struggling with fear or doubt today, remember Mira's story and know that your own light is waiting to shine. Thank you for listening to Mira's story. I know many of us carry fears that keep us hidden, that whisper we're not enough or that we should stay small. But what Mira teaches us is that those fears don't define us. Our choices do. Choosing courage, even in the smallest moments, changes everything. It opens doors to possibilities we never imagined. It connects us with others, and most importantly, it connects us with ourselves. If you're feeling stuck or scared today, remember, you don't have to leap into the unknown all at once. Start with one small step. Share one small piece of your truth. Light one small flame of courage inside you. And know that every step forward, no matter how quiet or slow, is progress. It's a victory. If this story spoke to you, please like this video and subscribe. Not just to support me, but as a promise to yourself. A promise that you will keep showing up, that you will keep creating, that you will keep shining, no matter the fear. Because your light matters, your story matters, and the world is waiting for you to be seen. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see what you create next.